How you doing, everyone? We're here at Pleasure Beach. We've just been here all day for the last day of the season. We've had a really good day. I've not really filmed anything. I was going to vlog it. I thought, you know what, I was going to enjoy the last day. But we're here for the Aviktas behind the scenes. It's a fan club event. You can join the fan club and book onto these events yourselves if ever you want to do any of the future ones. The event's meant to be 100 minutes long. Be interesting to see what we actually get to see that people haven't already. So I'm just going to shut up and we'll take you in there.
In May we revealed the ride name, Aviktas. In August we revealed some of the golden snake backstory, and this story is going to continue through until the ride opens. In September we buried a time capsule on the site with contributions from over 200 fans, which was really good. We've got a bit of a history with time capsules. We buried one near the space tower. I don't know whether anyone remembers that. Anyway, we can't find it. More about the ride.
Based on any delta.
Okay, that's quite loud. So engineering the ride, so we've had some recent milestones. In October the piling work was completed for the ride, right down to a depth of about 20 metres. Part of that is because of the beach and the sand that Pleasure Beach is actually built on. And then just last week, after all the ride kit had actually arrived on site, and getting it on site was a bit of a drama. The pendulum part, which is the longest single part, only literally fitted with about an inch to spare by Passage del Terra. We actually bought it in that way. And yes, it's true that two supports went up and then they came back down and then they went back up again, and we put all four up, and that was partly to do with the weather on the day that we were doing it. It's quite a difficult thing to do. But the swing arm on the ride is now in place. And the seats are actually on site and they're waiting to be fitted, and you're going to get a little sneak peek at those seats this evening. We have something else to show you for the first time this evening as well. Okay, so you will get a nice up-close view of one of the toppers on the right. So this is the top piece that's going to go right up on the ride on either side at the top, and you're going to see that. It's in two halves, but you'll still get to see it nice and up close this evening. That's obviously the first time we've announced that. Okay, so let's just give you a few. I mean, some of you will probably know most of this already, depending on how much of a geek you are, but this ride is the larger version. It's a 40-seater version. The height of the ride is about 27 metres, about 88 feet of the structure of the ride, but however, when it's at full swing, it goes up to 42 metres, which is about 138 feet, so hopefully it should swing higher than the big one in the section of the big one track that's close to the ride. The swing angle is about 120 degrees, and it's correct that riders should feel weightless when they're at the top of the ride. And then the maximum speed of the ride is about 98 kilometres per hour. The base itself is 26 metres by 16 metres. This is quite geeky, but anyway. And it also has the most powerful drive system on the market for this style of ride. This will actually be the 7th version of this size of this ride from Intamin that's out there in the world. So the other ones are in Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Australia, South Korea and Shanghai. So ours will be the biggest one in the UK by some considerable margin.
There you go. I'll only have chucked in some little clips of that there in the coaster restaurant. Obviously we had a little raffle. We can film whatever we want when we get to the Aviktas site. But they've got a little surprise for us. We're going to see some stuff that you don't normally see in Wallace and Gromit, but we can't take you along for that. But it's a nice little surprise. And we've got a little surprise as well once we get to Aviktas in a little bit. We're heading to Wallace and Gromit first, so obviously I can't show you that. But yes, the next bit you'll see is when we get down to Aviktas site. Can't wait. So that was really cool. We walked down where you come out the last bit of the ride, last scene. Walked around there by the were-rabbit, and then we went into the workshop as well. I had a look in there, got up close, have a look at all the trains, the slippers. It was a nice little thing. Got to walk past like one of the new scenes as well. Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't have took no pictures of that though, because I mean they've already released photos of the new scenes in there. Well, some of them at least anyway. But no, it was a nice little addition. We weren't expecting that. We're off now to go to the main attraction, to the Aviktas site. Can't even see me. Walking past the big monster now, look at it behind us. Let's get in there. Here we go, we're about to step onto the Aviktas site. There she is. The moon in the sky as well, how cool's that? Oh, the size of it when you get up close like that. Here we have the seats. Kept it quite a neutral colour scene, man. I thought it'd be tied into the rest of the colour of the ride. So you got all of them in the packets there. How scary that's going to be with just those lap bars. That's going to be unreal, that is. Look at the size of her. Anyone that says that's not big, once you get under this, you've got to imagine it swings about 50% of the height again. It's a shame we didn't have the gondola on for today, but how cool it is. Look at the size of the bolts stuff holding that in. They did tell us that they had to put piles into the ground. They're like 20 metres into the ground, because obviously the Pleasure Beach sits on a lot of sand, so to get a good stable base for it, that's how far down they had to go with the piles. They're crazy. And obviously that's, you've got your typical, the floors that move away there, supported by pallets at the minute. I wonder if that's all going to get supported then. So there's a lot more to go in for it still, and I feel a lot more. The only date we've got for the opening is spring next year, 2026. There's no date yet. They definitely said, they cleared that up straight away. It's like, we don't know the date, it's spring 26. These are the toppers for the ride. This is it in two halves, so obviously that's one for one side and the same for the other. You will have seen that as well on the screen when we were in the coaster restaurant. They're huge though, they are. They're like really stick out. They're not like flat or anything like that. They've really put a lot of work into them. So both those halves will go together, and then we'll go right up on the side of the Aviktas, right at the top up there. They're crazy, so look at the size of the spindle in the middle there as well. Obviously all the seats fixed around the outside of that, like a giant sort of bicycle wheel, like spindles. It's crazy how it all holds together. We definitely picked the day for this. Good job it's the last day of the season with this rain. So there you have it, Aviktas. Yeah, so we got to see the seats up close. We got to see, well, I've got the proper name for it. You know, obviously the sort of the emblems, the sign for the side of it. Yes, it's really good. Obviously we've got a lot of data about the ride. That's the 7th generation of That's the 7th generation of the Intamin Gyro Swing as well. It's got the most powerful sort of motor system that's available for that. Yeah, it's got the most powerful motor system that's available for these rides. So yeah, we've got a few little bits of data. I think it's got a maximum top wind speed that it can operate in at 35 mile an hour, I believe. So they weren't 100% sure. They've got to clarify that. That could be an issue with the wind coming over the seafront, obviously. Yeah, the seats, there's 10 sections of the seats, and then when it comes to sort of locking it all in, it's the ride split into 4 sections, so they can sort of, yeah, so they can obviously even out the weight. If you're to be intoxicated, you'll see they always even out the weight, because even though it's a huge bit of machinery, they still make sure they get everything to wear evenly. If you don't weight it properly, you wear stuff out really early. But yeah, the weather's terrible, so we're going to get out of here. They have got open for us as well, Icon and the Big Dipper. I don't know if I'd love a dark ride on Icon, but I don't know if I want to ride on Icon. We're going to go and get in the warm, get a bit of food, and we'll see you in the next one. I don't know when our next one's going to be actually now. It's actually the end of the season. I'm going to be lost. Obviously make sure you keep checking all socials. I'll still have plenty of short form content to come for you in the close season, and then hopefully I'll think of some vlogs to waffle for you as well. Oh, I've got a bit of water. There we go, I got rid of the water on the lens. Yeah, so just keep tuned, plenty more stuff on the way. It's been a great season. It is to next year, 2026. Bye! Say bye, Key. Bye.